You're listening to All Chiefed Up.
In your eyes, what is the first and what's the most important camp battle to you this year?
As far as important, I think that one of the major camp battles that we're going to be watching, Mike, in most Chiefs Kingdom is going to be that left tackle position. We have Kingsley Suamataia coming in as the rookie. Got Wanye Morris, who only got a couple starts there last year, but he didn't do terrible, but he didn't do great either. He was a rookie. So I think that battle is going to be huge. I don't know. Huge, Mike. Huge.
It's going to be huge.
But, yeah, they got to see who's going to step up and take that job that people talked about trying to sign David Bakhtiari or getting Donovan Smith back. Like, I think we're going to watch them two battle it out and see who takes that spot.
Number one, first and foremost for me, the most important camp battle I want to see is who steps up opposite of George Karlaftis rushing the passer. Can Felix Anudike-Uzomah progress in year two, start in the absence of Charles Omenihu, because we're presuming that he's not going to be back on time.
Right.
If he is, fine. But we also don't know if he's going to be 100% healthy. You don't want to rush him back. If he's not okay to go, can Felix progress and give us good, reasonable snaps? And again, I know you're going to say, well, we got Mike Dana. I get it. But Mike Dana is not like, we've seen him. You know what Mike Dana is. He is a rotational pass rusher. He's not a guy that's going to come in and get you 15, 20. Now, could he? I don't know. I mean, he got pretty close last year, didn't he? He almost touched double digits. So
Mike Dana's a beast, bro.
But we drafted Felix. Okay,
right.
And again, everybody, Sky Moore, after his second year, cut him. But now, okay, so it's Felix's turn now. So if Felix don't progress this year, let's keep that same energy. But I think Felix is big. I want to see the pass rush. I think Felix is definitely a camp battle I want to watch, is if Felix can progress and win that row over Mike Dana. HC Chiefs fan, he says at least FAU has made the effort to get better by working with Tamba.
I think Felix is just following the footsteps of George Karlaftis. We saw George Karlaftis continue to progress after his rookie season. He had a really good rookie season, and he got even better in his second season. So, of course, Felix looked at that, and he's like, well, how did you do this? What are you doing? I'm going to take what, and he's starting to work with Tamba now the same way George was. I think that George, not only is he eager to learn and try to get better and better, but George is also the type of guy that will take a teammate under his wing, too, and be like, hey, man, here's how I can help. Which bubble dark horse player will make the roster this year? I think it's Carson Steele. I think it's Crocky J. I think that Andy might decide to go back with that fullback, which would open that spot up for him. He makes the roster, and he's considered a bubble player. I mean, he was a UDFA, so I think that's the route I would take.
Amani Bailey over Keontae Ingram maybe for number 3? Or Deneric Prince?
Yeah, but Deneric Prince and maybe even Louis Rees-Zammit. I mean, there's a lot of players that could be number 3.
I think they take 4, though.
Right.
There, plus Crocky would be 5. Who's fighting here? LRZ and Crocky?
To me, at that point, it almost looks like Prince would be on the way out, because I feel like there's too many ways they can use Rees-Zammit. Like, I feel like they will put him on the roster. I feel like they might just leave him on there for special team purposes. So where would you slide him in at? A 7th wide receiver or a 4th running back?
Don't matter. He's just on the team.
Yeah, but I feel like it's mainly for special teams. Harley says there's no way that they're keeping Louis Rees-Zammit.
I mean, if you're really objectively looking at who's the best football player, is Louis Rees-Zammit better than the other players they're going to cut at football? Mm-hmm. I don't think you can say yes.
No.
I don't think you can say yes. A guy that just picked up a football like 6 months ago. Love Louis Rees-Zammit. But I don't know how in the world you can tell me that a guy's been playing his entire life, training, going to high school, going to college, and doing all that, and then tell me that he's...
Harley's getting a little horned up. He says, unbelievable y'all think an MF who's never played a snap of football, period, is going to make the team. Well, I don't think they went and signed him for fun, so they must think that he can do something. I think it's going to be like a little toy for Dave Tobe, man. That's really what I think they're going to do.
Yeah, I think when you're hearing about the new special teams rules, that's where it's coming in at.
Yeah.
And obviously, they signed him, they liked him, they wanted to see what he could do, and they did not designate him the international player.
Yeah, to me, this makes the most sense, and I'll explain real quick. Obviously, Pacheco's your RB1, going to get the bulk of the carries. CEH going to be your third down, change of pace, receiving back. Then you're going to have Deneric Prince, who's mainly going to be around just in case of injury to either of the other two guys. Louis Rees-Zammit, you're kind of putting him on the roster just because he's so endless possibilities, mainly special teams. That's just where you slate him in, is in the running back position. And then you have Crocky J as a fullback. I think you get that fullback back in Andy Reid's offense. I do think he missed that. I really do. I think that they can use him on third and short situations. I think they can use him in the passing game. I think Andy missed having a fullback, so I think they might go back to it. ACU, favorite wide receiver on the team right now. Thoughts? I have to go Rashee Rice. Reason being is I love the idea of Hollywood Brown. I love the idea of Xavier Worthy. But Rice already showed me in his rookie year that he is set to absolutely break out in this league.
Yeah, Rice is almost worst enemy is himself. But, I mean, I guess you want to stay positive and say he's going to get it together. Yeah, I love what Rice shows upside. Hollywood is going to be special, in my opinion. I think his connection with Mahomes is going to be great. Worthy,
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I mean, Worthy's got a shot to do great things here. He really does. I love Nico, too. Nico, I just don't think Nico's going to have enough to get on the team this year, man. It saddens me, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, it's tough.
Look at this wide receiver room. How do you pick this? I know a lot of people's going to be like, well, it's easy. Just get rid of Sky and Kadarius Toney. They're not doing that.
Sky Moore is not going anywhere. KT.
I think KT's the one. I think he's, like you said, he's one injury from just being like, dude, he's done. And to be honest, I bet you that Veach has been on the phone with people all year trying to off this dude.
Nobody wants him.
Not
Why would they want him right
hiring
now?
a hitman. I don't mean it like that. He's not trying to off him like that. But I think he's trying to get rid of him somehow.
Now, what about
Steve, if you're Dallas, for example, and you need a wide receiver, would you give up a 7th-round pick for Kadarius Toney on just pure potential?
Yes.
With somebody like Dak Prescott that just slings the ball, they'll throw it 60 times a game.
Kadarius Toney would fit right in Dallas. I feel like he's a Dallas-type player.
So why don't they get on the phone? Why don't Brett Veach get on the phone and be like, dude, give me a 7th-round pick? That just kind of proves that I think Brett Veach and them value him more than that.
I think he's worth more than that. Like, that's the thing. It's like,
oh, my God. I can't believe we're saying he's worth more than a 6th-round pick.
7th round. You said 7th. Why are you switching it to 6th?
I said a 6th or 7th.
How do you pull the switcheroo on me like that?
I did say 6th or 7th.
Okay. Well, I heard 7th. But so a 7th-round pick, like, to me, a 7th-round pick is a prayer anyway. Like, you hope you hit, like Isaiah
hits him, though, don't he?
You rarely are going to find an Isaiah Pacheco hanging around the 7th round. That was absurd. With Kadarius Toney, I think everybody in this chat can agree with me. As much as you even dislike him right now, or as bad of a year he had last year, Kadarius Toney's ceiling, like what he could be as a football player, is huge, like through the roof. Like, don't you think that trying to see if he can get that together is more valuable than random 7th-round player?
Yeah.
I mean, it all depends on if you have any faith, and I know everybody's kind of dwindled out of faith for Kadarius.
Yeah,
but
I think that's the difference. But look, if Kadarius hadn't started the year sucking it versus Detroit, right?
I don't think it would be as bad, right?
If he hadn't have dropped that one and then even if he would have dropped the second one, if he hadn't have popped it straight up in the air for the interception, did they return it for 7? I don't know if they returned the ball.
Who?
The Kadarius one. The one that they picked.
The Lions?
Did they return that one?
Yes, absolutely.
So they
pick
picked
7
6
points.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, if they don't pick 6 that, maybe if they don't even pick that ball off and it just would have went down as a second drop, I don't know if he would have heard the backlash as much, right?
Well, I think a lot of things snowballed from that one game.
Yeah.
Because I don't think...
Don't forget toe over the line.
That one game got in Kadarius Toney's head and made him ass all year.
Dude,
because he just couldn't get out of his...
Don't forget the toe over the line thing, bro. Against
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Petty.
Yeah, people will say, hey, it was real. He was a foot over the line. He was not. Petty. He was literally like a toenail. And by the way, they didn't call that the whole game.
They didn't call it in any other games.
Yeah.
Like, every week you could sit and watch...
Dude, it was the very next night you turned on a game and somebody did it.
Yeah.
Like 3 times, I believe. I don't remember who it was.
They called it because it was timely, and they were really wanting to make that game close. That's all.
Yeah. We say that. Everybody. Chiefs get all the calls. No way. We're the most penalized team in football.
Isn't that funny that they are the most penalized team in football, and everyone's like, the refs love the Chiefs? What are you talking about?
Because that's loser mentality. They're a bunch of freaking losers that can't win. They're a bunch of Joe Burrow lovers.
There goes a sight from my soul.